Today on CTV News at 5, dive crews recover the body of a 22-year-old man from a popular swimming area near Raymond. Plus, a new program launches to help homeless and at-risk youth in the community. And a community growing project celebrates another successful year.
CTV News with Kayla Carr.
Good afternoon. Dive crews have recovered the body of a 22-year-old man who drowned 5 days ago after sliding down a concrete irrigation spillway near Raymond. Members of the Lethbridge Fire and Rescue Dive Team were called in to help with the search for Brandon Moore of Coaldale. His body was found Saturday around 300 meters from the base of the spillway at a popular swimming area known as Cooper's Drop. Moore was among a group of people who were sliding down the cement ramp August 9th. Moore was carried over the lip and never resurfaced. A Mexican man charged with a murder in Shaughnessy nearly 2 years ago was back in court this morning. Luis Ochoa Gamez is charged with second-degree murder in the shooting death of 24-year-old Mauro Hernandez Renteria. Ochoa Gamez was arrested nearly a year ago trying to cross the American border into Mexico. He's now on his third lawyer since he was charged. The case was set over until September 6. The case of a Vulcan man accused of sex crimes and attempted abduction was also in court this morning. 19-year-old AJ Gregory is charged with 4 counts of sexual assault, sexual interference, and sexual touching. The charges stem from alleged sexual relations with 2 girls under the age of 16. Gregory is also charged with attempted kidnapping. Today, Gregory's lawyer asked for the court for more time to review the thousands of pages of disclosure. The case was set over until September 13th. Lethbridge police are investigating after dozens of Southside residents woke up to racist and homophobic graffiti tags this weekend. The graffiti was painted on personal property and referenced several ethnic groups, including Caucasians. Officers say although the graffiti is extremely offensive, there's nothing to suggest it was directed at one person. Police say they're treating this very seriously and are following up on several leads. Though layoff notices were issued to staff at Carmen Gay's Little Bow Continuing Care Center, many people aren't giving up the fight to save the health center. On July 10th, Alberta Health Services made the controversial announcement the center would close this summer. The center supports people with dementia, and many of the residents are in their 90s. Most have been moved to other facilities. The closure would also affect 11% of the community's workforce. People who want the center to remain open are gathering for a Save Little Bow rally at Premier Redford's office in Calgary tomorrow.
I've learned in life you're not happy with the first answer you get, you keep climbing up the ladder, so we'll go up to the top and get it from her and see if she can show us why. Because the problem is they don't give us the same answer every time. I mean, even Minister Horn, every time he's talked, gives us a different reason of why the place is closing. Sometimes it's the age of facility, sometimes it's staffing, sometimes it's the care of level.
And the Save Little Bow rally will be held at Premier Redford's office in Calgary tomorrow at noon. A bus will leave Carmen Gay School at 9:30 to take ralliers into Calgary. And Dory's here now with a first look at weather. Dory, we're going to get a little bit of a break from this heat, but not for long.
Yeah, we had a one-day break on Saturday. It was pretty cloudy and those skies were a little threatening. And then, of course, late last night there was some thunder showers that just clipped the northern section of Lethbridge, but pretty much transitioned from the northwest to the southeast. So Calgary really got hit. We're expecting to see some more of that active weather for us late in the day tomorrow, possibly 10 to 15 millimeters of shower. That extends into Wednesday morning, but by Wednesday afternoon, back into sunshine and temperatures climbing for next weekend. I'll have all the details in a couple of minutes.
All right, thanks very much, Dory. A new pocket-sized directory has been published to help homeless or at-risk youth connect with services in the community. Last year, over 110 youth received emergency shelter or support from a variety of city services. 22-year-old Erica Jarabecca signed herself into foster care when she was 15 and says the programs gave her a chance to live a normal life and become part of society. The directory is part of a partnership between Social Housing in Action and the Lethbridge Youth Advisory Council. Members of that council say it's important kids know where to go for help.
We want youth to be able to know where they can go for anything from casual activities to health and crisis to emotional supports. Just making sure that they know that there are people here that support them and that they have people that they can reach out to. There's Fifth on Fifth, there's the YWCA, there's outreach programs, and they're all set up to help youth.
We're really looking at a single point of entry where kids can come to, that they can get all those services. So it really is what we're calling a youth hub.
And the groups gathered today to mark International Youth Day. The United Nations is calling for global action to develop and engage in partnerships with and for youth. Harvesting across southern Alberta will soon be in full swing as warm temperatures are causing fields to ripen quickly. The winter wheat harvest is now well underway, and there has been some early combining of some specialty crops. As a result, harvesting for the Coaldale Growing Project was stepped up and completed this afternoon. Area farmers donated nearly 20 combines and just as many grain trucks so they could bring in the harvest. The work was completed in about 2 hours. Proceeds from this year's harvest will go to the Canada Food Grains Bank and match with federal funding to provide food aid and support to 35 countries.
Well, it means that they're offering their combines at probably $200 an hour for free. They've dropped their harvest to come and help us do our food harvest. And it's a huge satisfying thing what we're doing. You know, everything is donated. All the food is donated, the seed has been donated, the seeding, the swathing. So now the harvesting will be donated too, and it's great.
Well, I mean, we hear in the news media all the time of people that are much, much less fortunate than us, either through natural disasters or just poor government. Well, none of us are government people, but we're farmers, and we'll try to see what we can do to help. So we get together and have a party and harvest a quarter section of grain. We just want to get her done.
The Coaldale Growing Project is expected to raise close to $120,000. Motorbikers were revved up this weekend to give back to the community. The Alberta Cancer Foundation hosted the first ever George's Ride, named for an avid biker and cancer survivor. Dozens of motorbikers made a round trip from Lethbridge to Waterton National Park. They wrapped up the event with supper, a silent auction, and a dance at the Integra Air Hangar. All of the money raised will help create support programs for prostate cancer and breast cancer survivors.
You know, they have certain needs and challenges they've come up with through whether it's radiation or surgery or chemotherapy that we are going to have a great program to help them get back in the normal flow of life again.
Organizers plan to have both support programs running by September. Monster trucks roared through Exhibition Park this weekend. The noise levels were high for a hot August weekend. The two-day event featured the truck show and concerts in Pioneer Park. The trucks come from across North America. Drivers say it's an endless cycle, working on their trucks all week just to drive them for weekend events where they usually get wrecked. But they say it's worth it.
Oh, it's an unbelievable ride. It's unlike anything else that you could ever drive. Flying through the air, crushing cars, it's just an awesome feeling.
And this was the third year Exhibition Park hosted Hot August weekend. The town of Colehurst celebrated its 99th year this weekend. Bands, floats, cars, and animals paraded through the center of the town. CTV's own Dory Rossiter made an appearance in the parade as well. The annual Colehurst Miners' Days celebrates the town's heritage. A pancake breakfast, barbecue, and sporting events were also a part of the Miner Days festivities. And right now, let's take a look at today's markets.